Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 14 on ABAP. So this is a continuation of another option in data dictionary. There's nothing but search help. You might heard about the terminologies like search help, F4 help, value help. Is mostly associated with screen elements. If any of the input parameter need um, help on the values, what type of values might come, for example material, what are the materials are available in the system, material type, sales order type, or sales order number which already created, already generated. So most of the screen fields need help on the values. So mostly the text fields doesn't require. If there is any text value like descriptions, those things by default in a standard level it's on available. Other than that, most of the screen fields has value help option from the standard SAP. So today I'm going to explain how to create the search help for the custom need. So meaning the custom fields or whatever provided by SAP is not enough, or it's too much of search helps over there. I need only very specific. So based on the business requirement, we need to create a custom search help. So we're going to see what is search help, what are the types of search helps we have, what are the properties of search helps, and the same thing I'm going to walk through in the system as well. Okay, so get into the system. Sorry, I'm going to execute the slideshow first. So this is what I mentioned. I have a screen, mostly search will be associated with screens, and we can do it in the data element level as well. So this is a material type. I need some values based from the database. So master tables or whatever it is from the database, I need some values from it. The search help, it is little easy, like they can search with the wild characters as well. So I remember first few characters or middle of the characters, so you can just put star the value and star and press F4. It will take the particular values from that database or the feed, database or the view, database table or the view. And so between your screen and database, and you have a search help is going to be designed in the data dictionary level. Okay, so we got a lot of options to create a search help. We can create our own search help from the program level, but here I'm going to show you in the dictionary level how creating a search help in the data dictionary. So we can skip this. Again, we can create it in the program level. So for that we need to cover a few concepts like function module, internal tables. So once I cover those two concepts, I will tell you how to create a search help without using this SE11 option. Okay. And if you take a types of search help, you have elementary search help and collective search help. So elementary search help is an independent search help. So for particular field, suppose for a material, I'm going to create one search help. Maybe depends on some other values also you're going to get the material. For example, based on the plant, based on the storage location, I want to find a material. Based on the description or based on MRP type, I want to find the material. So those are additional fields. Based on that, you can find a material. So that is one particular search help. So based on the plant and storage location, I want some material. So that is coming under elementary search help. So likewise, we can have n number of elementary search help, independent search helps. And sometimes if you go for any standard transaction like MM01 material creation or MM02 material change, and if you go and press the F4 help, like the button is this, it's called search help button, or you can press the function key F4. That's why we call it as F4 help. If you press F4 help, you can able to see lot of tabs available. It's nothing but all independent elementary search helps are collected into one search help. That is nothing but collective search help. So collective search help is nothing but collection of elementary search help, is nothing but collective search help. So for one material, they provide a lot of option to search. So because some people, that is MM02 is used by many different business users. So some they want to search the material based on the plant, some they want storage location, some they want old material number, some based on the quantity, based on the unit of measure. So a lot of options available, right? So instead of creating one by one, they combine everything. They combine everything and keep it as a one collective search help. Whoever wants from a different departments, different models, they can search their need. That's a need of collective search help. And enhance a standard search help. We almost covered a few topics in ABAP. Always we just thought of enhancement. What is enhancement? SAP is generally a product. They provide a lot of objects for the business use, and business and SAP has sometimes there is a gap. So there are options to fulfill the gap. Is the first option is enhance the standard one or create the new custom development. Okay, the same way in search help also we have a standard search help. If you require, you can enhance it as well. Okay, so there is an option called enhance the standard search help. But today we're going to see how to create a elementary search help and how to create a collective search help, how we can make use of it in the program. And yeah, these are the names you heard about it, like search help, F4 help, or value help. 2 or 3 different names, nothing much. Then properties of the search help. Search help source. Source is something that from where you can pick the data. That can be a table or a view. We are not touching the view so far. Probably next or next to next video could be about the view in data dictionary. Okay, so view is nothing but on top of the table you can create a view. It can be the source of the view can be a table or more than one table. Okay, we'll see it with a little detail. So source of your property is nothing but table or view, and technically we call it a selection method. So from where your data should come. And then import and export. Normally search help you have 2 things, your program and your search help window. If you press F4, I will show you before creating any search help. I will show you the search help from the standard transactions. And if you want to transfer the data from your screen to search help window screen, yes or no. And the same way, you have at least you can see material type, plant, and storage location. But you want to transfer the material number from your search help window to your screen. So that is nothing but export. So what value to be import, what value to be export between your screen and your search help selection screen. So that is the idea of import and export. And list position, selection position. There are options like list is nothing but you can see any table output or any ALV format. You can see if you go to AC16, go to Mara table and execute the content, you will see everything as a tabular format. We call it as ALV, right? So that is nothing but list position. So how you want your field. Suppose you have 4 fields in your search help. Search help is mostly never come with only one field. Only material is going to no, because you need a reference of that as well. So it will already display 3 fields, 4 fields, 5 fields in the list. Okay, material type, plant, and storage location. So which order you want? Some systems, some requirement may be saying I want material first. Some requirements I want plant first. So you can segregate, you can order it. Okay, the list position you can order the fields. Same way selection position is nothing but you can enter a value. Whatever, suppose I want to search based on the plant and storage location. So you will get a small pop-up window. I'll show you. The screen is divided into 2 positions. One is selection, one is list. So selection position, which field you want to keep first. Okay, so that is coming in a selection position. So I want storage location as the first one, material as the last one. So it depends on the requirement, you can make it. Default values. Most of the time this particular department, whatever search you are creating, they are keeping the region or the storage location is mostly the same storage location. So you can keep as a default value for that. Okay, and dialog behavior. How you want a search help. If you press F4, you want all the values to be displayed automatically, or you want the selection screen come first and you can enter the value, then based on that the value comes. So it depends on your business need, you can go with the dialog behavior. Okay, because sometimes the data volume is huge, so you don't want to display everything at a time. Okay, so it depends on some values, you can go ahead with that. And field, it must be a data element type. I'm talking about custom table. If it is a standard table, most of the table fields are developed or created with data element type. If it is a custom table, make sure whatever field you want to create a search help, that field should be created using data element type. If it is a predefined or built-in type, you are not able to create a search help for that particular field. Okay, so that's why the field must be a created using data element type. So we are going to see with the custom table only, because most of the standard table, Mara, sales, or everything is already available. So we are going to create our own search helps. And the next one is hotkey. it's very rare the business people are using. So the people mostly use very frequently the your search help or a standard search help. There is a option or procedures given by SAP called Hotkey. It's like easy to search. Okay, so I'm very familiar with the value whatever I want. I have 5 fields. Okay, I have material type, plant, and soil locations. I know what are the values. I don't want to go to F4 and give the values and come back. Instead of that, you can assign a hotkey for every elementary searcher, not for the collective one. Every elementary has its own hotkey. You can give whatever. It's a single alphabet, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, whatever you want, you can give it. So suppose this is an example for the one which I'm going to show you. It is a custom table. It has a region, employee, first name, last name, and then employee ID. Okay, maybe in the reverse order in the selection process. So if the hotkey is, the syntax is hotkey dot equal to hotkey dot field 1 dot field 2 dot field 3 and etc. So the fields and hotkeys separated by dot. So in the input screen, you're going to give equal to A. Consider A is my hotkey for the one particular search help. And then I'm going to say region 1 is nothing but region. John is the first name. And last name, I'm not sure. I just given a blank. And his employee ID start with 0 star. Okay, or another example is I want the list of search values, search help values. It's from the region 2. So I can say a dot rich to balance all the selection positions are blank. Okay, blank dot blank dot. So end with the dot also. So it's for most frequently used business use I'm talking about. For the business who are used mostly with search help, they don't want to go to F4 and find the values. Instead of that, just type with the hotkey, they will get the record as it is. Okay. If the hotkey matches with only one record, even the search help won't display. That pop-up window won't come, automatically the values comes over here. Okay. If it is more than one, then only search help will come. So time consuming process. So we are not going to do much about this hotkey in the technical or programmatical level. We just assign assign this particular alphabet, and it's a training. We can just show this is one of the shortest way to find the value from your search help. Okay, so this is about the search help properties. So let's see in the system. Okay, so this is my system. I'll show you the tables first. So I have two tables, CGI employee and employee based on the plant. So here, 3 records over here, and another table as plant. So I'm going to create two elementary search help for each table, and my idea is I want to get the employee ID from these two different tables, and I'm going to create one collective search help by combining these two elementary search help. Okay, and before that, if I go to any 0 to any standard transaction, I want to show you the standard F4 help. So press F4. I just press F4. So you can see lot of elementary search help. This is one collective search help. These are each one is an independent elementary search help. So these are combined with one collective search help. Okay, so the material by material type or material by task, material by several classes, depends on the business need they provided most. Whoever wants which comfortable area, so they can find out that one. Okay, and this area whatever you are seeing here is nothing but the selection process. So I want my selection field is material type, material description, language, and material. Even you can enter the material as well. Okay, so I just press enter. This is called list. Okay, this is called list position. So which positions you want. So if I click this one, yeah, this is called selection and this is called list. So just for your reference, because while creating a technical terms, it will be easy for you. Okay, I should enter. Okay, fine. Clear? So I'm going to create a search help, elementary search help first. Go to SE11. Okay, before, okay, yeah, SE11. There's an option called search help over here. Just create CGI. So employee by name and ID, whatever it is. Okay. Search help. and start with ZRY. It's a custom one. Just click create. So which one you want, elementary or collective? So I want elementary first. Click next, and here give the name, employee searches by name. And here you have an option called selection method. So this can be a table or a view. So I want a table name. My table name is, let me confirm it. So my table name is the employee. Copy this. Did I copy correctly? Yeah, copy this and go here and keep it. Just enter. Okay. And dialog type. So how you want to display? I want values immediately. I have only 3 fields, so it's fine. Or I want value with restriction, or I want value depends on set of values. So I'm initially go with display values immediately. And hotkey here, this is the one which I'm explaining about the hotkey. So any value you can give. So I can give like this is employee, right? So E. Okay. So just an alphabet. Any alphabet you can choose. And here there's a search help exit, but it's not going to be used here because anyway it's a custom object. You can directly modify it. If it is a standard one, you can be able to use this search help exit. We'll see this quite later. Now, these are the things you're going to add it. So here you have import parameter or export parameter. This field is going to be import and export, and L position as something about your, what is that, list position, and this is selection position, and you have a default values. Okay, so let me have employee ID first. Okay, and this is going to be import and export. I want to pass the value between my screen to the search up screen. It's nothing but selection screen, search up selection screen. And the position in my list is 1. In my screen would be 4. I want employee ID is the last, is selection position. And I want employee name, first name, last name. So this is going to be export. It's like I'm not going to import it. I don't want anything apart from employee ID from the search help screen to my selection screen or my input screen. So I'm just going to give only export. This is 2 and this is 3. And employee name 2, maybe is a last name, first name, last name kind of. And here it's 3 and here it's 2. You can keep both in the same order. Just for your reference, I'm keeping a different way. Region, I can say region here, 4. We'll start with very simple one, then I will add other options also, default value and everything. Just save it, local object, nothing much, act worded. Your search help is ready. Very simple search help. Okay, so search help name is ZJI employee. How to test it? You can test from this transaction also. Press F8. It will show you what are the fields is going to display in your search help. So employee ID, employee name, and everything. So here I'm going to just select employee ID as 567 is Alex John region 1 and just double click 567 and then it fetch Alex John and region 1. This is just for a testing purpose, how actually the search help works. Okay, so let me just close this and I'm going to create a program how to use this search help in your program. CGI search help. Program. Next, save in a local object because avoiding the transport for every time. So here I'm going to say parameters, and this is my first, what is that? Okay, search help for employee ID 1, type. Let me figure out what is a type. So employee ID, save it. Sorry, copy this. Go to your program. Yeah. And there is an option called match code object. So that is a keyword called match code object to add your search help name. Then copy the search help. So make sure it's active. And that's it. Activate it. Okay, so no single quotes and all. No, it's not case sensitive as well. Just activate it and press F8. So now you're able to see, press F4 this button, or click this button, or F4. So it just display as it is, because I used, what is the option, display values immediately, and you can see the positions whatever we given. I given the employee ID is 1 2 3 4, right? Employee ID, first name, last name, region, so it comes as it is. And selection position, I changed it 4 3 2 1. So I want region first name, and okay, the description is not correct over here. Employee ID is the last. So this is the L position, S position in your description over there. Okay, let me change few things. This is probably quite easy for you. Suppose you want to say region 1, I want, okay, region 1, just press enter. Based on that, this value comes here. Okay, and I'm going to double click the employee ID 897, because of the import it should pass to your field 897. The next, I'll change few properties of my search help. So the first is dialog type. I'm going to change to with value restriction. Okay, just activate it. Like, I don't want to display the data immediately because it might have a large volume of data. So I preferred you have to enter few inputs. Depends on your input, it will take the data. So I just changed to dialog with value restriction and go back. Mostly it change in your program. If not, just go back, kind of refresh and come back and just press F4. It display the selection screen first, restrictions. Okay, so based on this only, it will, if you click start search, it will come all the data. If that is, it is not optional, all the fields are optional, just click start search, it will get everything. So here only 3 records. Suppose the data volume is more, you can keep the dialog type option as restriction. Okay, so based on your value it should come. So we see a star. Okay, I think, yeah, that is the last name. Change. Yep. Okay, so if it is more, it will come. If it is only single, you just take the value as it is. So if the employees start with more than 1, it will display. Otherwise, it take the values, whatever you enter, it comes over there. Kind of hotkey. Okay. So this is for dialog type. Another one is restriction. Sorry, not restriction. Depends on set of values. If it is more than 100, sorry, if it is less than 100, it displays the values immediately. It's a combination of other two options. If it is more than 100 records available, it shows the restriction window. So currently I'm not able to show you because I don't have more than 100 records over here. Okay, so that is the option of on set of values. It's a combination of these two, but depends on the count. Okay, so now I go with immediately, and I'm going to add one more option called constant or default value. So by default, it's not constant. By default, I want always region 1. Within single quotes, give the value, whatever, any field you can give the value, default value. Make sure you have to activate, go to your program and press F4. Just go back and F8, press F4. Because I used reach 1 and display value immediately. It's not reflected, so that's why I just went out of the input screen and executed it again. And here this mention it's only 2 values because RG1 is entered as a default value. If you go to the selection, you're able to see it's a modifiable one. So if you want, you can change it. Okay, so region 1. And this is the use of default value. So what else in the properties? Hotkey. Okay, I'll show you the hotkey now. Hotkey is already defined for this search help. It's E. So let's go to the program. Just execute it again. Instead of pressing F4, before pressing F4, I have to enter the hotkey. Through hotkey, I want to find the data. Okay, so this is for the people who frequently use the search help. We have large data volume. They don't want to go every time and go there. So just enter the values. So hotkeys depends on your selection list. So what is the selection list? Let me show you first. So selection list is, first field is region, second is, I think it's a last name, first name, and employee ID. So this is the order. So for the hotkey, the order is very important. Selection list order, not the list position, selection position order. Okay. So what I am going to do is, let's close this. My hotkey is E. So equal E. Okay. So dot, the region one I used already, reg2. Okay. I want the data from rg2. So remaining all empty. Just give dot 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 and space. Okay. Just give dot dot dot. Press F4, not F8, F4. So if it is only one record for that particular hotkey combination, you'll get only one record. Automatically the value is populated here. So it won't display your F4 value help window, enter the values, pick it. So this is a little faster way, time consuming. Okay. And if I say E, I don't want region. So let me have a break, means gap on it. And the last name, I'm not sure. I can go with A. LE dot and employee ID I'm not sure, just space, press F4. So it gives 5567. So press F4. Okay, it's not filled over here. I'll do one thing. I want region 1. Okay, equal E dot RE, sorry, not singles, RE. Okay, G dot empty for first name, first name, and employee ID. Press F4. Now if you go to selection process, so it's filled here. So whatever you enter REG, it's filled with these values. Okay. So if I go with, let's see, I'm going to have A over here in my last name, just A. I just removed G because I created the employee ID with 10 characters. So I'm not able to give more values. If it is more, you have to give extend the values like 20 characters of input field, then it will be easy to add more values. And press F4. So it's actually converted in this way only. Whatever hotkey you are giving, it's going to convert it in the selection list like this. There is no record because it's a last name actually. A last name, there is no anything, nothing is start with A star. That's why it's coming in the selection list. But I want to show you how it's converted into a selection list. So if you click start search, you don't find anything. Okay. So this is a way of using the hotkey. Clear? So let me create one more quick search help for other table. So this is based on plant. Search help, create, again elementary search help, employee by plants. And what is the name of the table? Employee plant. So these are the same thing. So I can say E, right? So F, anything you can give, A, B, C, D, whatever you want to give, 1, 2, 3. Then here, what are the fields you want? So I want employee ID is going to be the import and export. So again, I'm going independent searchers. Okay. Independent elementary searcher. Here I'm going to use the same order. 2 and 2 and employee plan storage location 3 and 3. So I'm not going to fill the default values, everything we have already seen. Just add toward it. I'm creating this for creating my collective search. So now go to the program, have one more input parameter. I'm not going to change the existing one because that will be easy to see how it behaves. So employee ID, I'm going to get only employee ID from there. So change the search help name plant, add toward it, execute it. So this is based on employee ID. Okay. And it has a default value. So that's why it gives only 2 values based on the region. Here it's open, wide open, just click. It will display the values immediately. If you want, do the restrictions as well. And the selections and list positions are same, employee ID, plan and storage locations, same thing over here as well. So if we go with 1000, enter, it gives only the values from 1000, and just double click 802 is the employee ID, and because of the import, it just import only the employee to the screen. Now I'm going to have one more input field that needs both search helps to be combined. So that is nothing but a collective search help. So go here, collective search help for employee. Select the option and click create. Select collective search help, click next. Collective search help for employee. Okay, now you have to enter the search help names, not the source of the collective search help is elementary search helps. So go to included search helps tab, and here enter the search help name. I think I remember the first one is by name, and the second one is employee by plant. Enter. Okay, it's there. Okay, now go to definition. Here you are not able to see the F4 help for the fields because it's more than one search help is available, right? So go to your search help and get the field and add it over here. What are the fields you want from my first search help? So my first search help is name, display, copy this and come here, paste it, and come do the same for your second search help also. Plant, plant, I want only plant and storage. Control Y, you will get this plus mark to copy more than one record, and go here and add it because I'm no need to keep the repeated field names, employee ID. So keep always a unique one. Okay. So what is import export? We'll do little later. Okay, I missed it. Data element also I have to copy. Okay. Then data element for the first search help. Control Y to get the plus symbol to copy more than one row. That's it. And here this is import, all others are export. Okay, that position and all position hotkey, everything is coming under elementary search, basic property of elementary. So don't worry about it. So now again go to include search help. So we have to assign the fields. So okay, first four fields coming from elementary search help 1. Second, last two fields are coming from elementary search help 2. So that assignments we have to do. Again, go back to include a search help tab, click assignment. Okay, position the cursor. Okay, keep the cursor in the first search help and click assignment. Parameter assignment is not undefined. Do you want to do it? Yes. Click S. Not unique. Why? Okay, that's fine because I have employee ID in both the places. That's fine. So here it shows employee ID, employee name 1, name 2, and his region. It's assigned automatically. So just click next and keep the cursor in my second search help and click assignment. Yes, I want to do that. So here, so employee ID is not unique. That's what it shows. That's fine. So I want employee ID and I want employee plan and storage location. So that is automatically comes. So that is actually well and good. Just click next and save it, act toward it. Now use this collective search help. Syntax is same to use in the program. In your program, just copy the collective search help name and go to your program. Let me have one more. Parameters p underscore emp3, type emp underscore id, match code object. Now it's collective search help name. Save and act toward it. Execute. So these two are elementary search help. So you can see only one a tab, I can say, but this as a collective search help, and press F4 you're able to find the tab over here. Just click, it will show you. So employee by search by name or employee by plant you want. Okay. So this is the option. You can just move back here and there, or you have an option, just click it, select it. Okay. So this is a way you can define your elementary and collective search help. So hope this video will be useful for you. Please just check it and play around. If you have any doubt on us, please let me know. I'm going to upload this in my data dictionary playlist again. Okay. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.